Hi, and welcome to Low Carb Spin. I'm Therese, and this is my sister Karen.
Today we're excited to share a new recipe. It's a pillowy, soft brown bread.
Yum. Definitely not the average egg white protein bread. It's great to eat plain, and it's fabulous toasted in the air fryer.
Absolutely. Join us in the kitchen as we make our brown bread and we transform a classic grilled sandwich into a gourmet treat.
So we're going to start by blooming our yeast, and I have microwaved a little bit of our water, and we're going to test it. You want your water to be between 110, 112 at the tops. We're going to use our molasses. We're going to add it to the water. That'll probably cool it down just a bit. It's going to take a little time. That's why they call it molasses.
Slow as molasses, right?
Exactly. All right. Sticky as molasses, too. Stir that in. Chuck it. So we're at 101.
You can make it a little bit hotter if you want.
So we'll just put it back in the microwave for a couple seconds. So I've got it to the right temperature now, and it's safe to bloom the yeast. Just going to add that in, stir it up. And if you have your oven preheated, this is the best place to put your blooming yeast, right on top of the stove to keep it nice and warm.
And then how long are we going to bloom it for?
I think you have to at least wait 8 minutes. You want it to double in size for sure.
Now on to our dry ingredients while we're still waiting for the yeast to fully bloom. So we're going to start out with some acacia fiber and some allulose. And you can just grate that through just in case.
Right. You don't want little pebbles in your bread.
No pebbles.
Some of the ingredients clump, so like that one.
And some gelatin. And we're going to do a little of arrowroot powder. And some granulated monk fruit sweetener. Some baking powder.
Simple.
Oh, very much so. And some nutritional yeast.
Yeah, this one could be a little clumpy.
Could be.
Okay.
And this is a different ingredient, but this is really going to add to that extra flavor of the bread. This is citric acid. And last but not least, some baking soda.
Well, that was easy enough.
Okay, let's stir that up so it's all nice and mixed. Put this aside.
We already did the sift like Wes from
Highfalutin low carb.
That's right. Just love that southern accent.
Let's see what our yeast is doing. Then we can just set that aside because we're going to add some the wet ingredients, and we'll put that in. Look at this.
It almost looks like a muffin. It looks like a bran muffin.
Oh yeah. What kind of video are we doing today?
Exactly. Wow. It's going to be perfect.
So let's start with egg whites.
Okay.
And the next thing I like to do is after the egg whites go in the bowl, we'll do the yeast next, even though it's going to make it look like a brown. Look at how thick that is.
Get it all.
Brown oatmeal.
Exactly.
Something like that.
But that's what's making our brown bread brown and giving it that yummy taste.
That special.
That's different than just plain egg white bread.
The
for
special
sure.
flavor.
Okay. How's that looking?
Let's see. Mix it up.
A little bit more.
And I think what we'll do now is I'm going to add, this is cream of tartar. we'll put the cream and tartar into the egg whites powder. And then let's just do this. Why don't we'll just tap it on here and kind of sift it through. There you go. Why don't we tap the sides? Like do a, like we're frosting the cake, like a whole snow thing, huh?
There you go.
Let's see.
Sift, y'all, sift.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple pieces.
Couple clumps. I'm not going to worry about it. Let's use the beater attachment and really mix it good before we start the KitchenAid going. And then we're going to run that for 5 minutes on the highest speed. And we'll also get started on the fat portion.
Right. So this is going to look clumpy.
It's going to look clumpy. Let's just set that aside for a minute. And we're going to go on to the fat portion of this. And we're going to use, and I think we're going to use immersion blender with this one.
Perfect.
So now we're going to mix the fats portion. I have some egg yolks in here. And then we're going to go with really soft cream cheese.
Definitely.
And the thing is, if you don't have your cream cheese really softened, I'm afraid that it could clump.
You don't want hard pieces in the middle of your bread.
No, not at all. You can do this in a bowl too. I mean, with a spatula, that will work too. And then we're going to go on to some sour cream. Some Dijon mustard.
Delish.
Well, it's going to give it this extra rich flavor. And some apple cider vinegar. And then we're just going to immersion, if I can do this correctly. Let's see. This way it's going to get all those clumps of cream cheese. Okay, let's see here. Let's get the rest of the goodness off of here. Let's do it an easier way. And then we're going to pour this in here. I'm going to have you grab the spatula, Trace. And maybe I'm going to pour it in. Well, is that working better here?
You want me to
Here,
hold this?
you do this, I'll do this.
Okay.
Let's see here. Get it all out.
I love that container. It's got the measurements on it and everything.
Okay, I think we're going to call it good. And I'm just going to mix this together, and we're going to pour this in after we whip up the eggs. So actually, if you want to start that, we'll get that on that 5 minutes. It's kind of hard. Normally, I would do this beforehand, but I didn't want to, while it's mixing, I didn't want to be talking talking about how you're supposed to do it while the mix master was going. So,
Ready?
Okay.
High speed?
You betcha. We prepared our pan with some parchment paper, just a standard loaf pan, 9 by 5 or something like that. And I think that's all ready.
Good, better to unlock it.
Get our mixture in the bowl.
Looks a little like cornmeal.
It does.
It does, the batter.
Plump.
We're going to mix that by hand or back to the mixer?
No, let's put it back in the mixer. And again, it's that little 1, 2, 3.
Couple little.
Just just to barely get it mixed enough. Move this out of the way.
And how high? Just a mix?
Just slow. All right, let's call that good.
Alrighty.
Now I can see how the batter deflates so quickly.
Yep.
Here.
Thank you.
And then how do we?
Yep.
Okay. Just going to kind of whisk it around a little bit just to make sure. You can see that, of course, our brown bread has brown batter, so you can see some of the white, and you just want to make sure that it's all combined and off the bottom. And we're just gonna get that in there.
Can't wait.
Actually, the batter actually smells really good right now. This spread doesn't rise really, really high. It's not going to be like the ever bulbous egg white protein bread that kind of gets out of control. That's not going to happen with this. There's a little bit extra.
The batter's pretty loose. It's not. It does deflate a little bit, but that's okay.
It's still going to give us a nice size slice, and then this loaf makes. I cut it kind of like how you would a Wonder Bread, so I get 16 slices out of the loaf.
It's never enough.
Well, you can cut it thinner. I know you cut it thinner.
Sometimes.
I like
Depends what I want.
Sandwich.
So it depends what I'm eating.
Okay, I think this will be good to go in. Our oven's on 325. We're gonna bake this for 35 minutes. That's the time of all the loaves I've made like this in my oven was 35 minutes. Then you turn off the oven and let it rest for 10 with the oven door cracked. So 35 minutes, and we'll be right back. Ooh, looking good. Let's put that on the rack here. Finally cooled and ready.
Good.
So, like I said, we'll do 16 slices. So first, always cut it in half because that's usually the easiest.
Beautiful.
And then we cut it in half again. And then each half in half, and then when we slice those in half, we'll get our 2 slices. Then we're Wonder ready, right?
Perfectly even.
Well, I hope so. Okay, let's do it. Hopefully I'll slice this even, because we're gonna
You do that very well. I mean, I
gonna
try
make-
it every time, and
we're gonna
you know, when
make
you come
our
to my
sandwich.
house, you eat a little crooked bread sometimes. Doesn't stop us from grilling it, though, does it?
This is true. And these should be perfect for our sandwiches.
Can't wait.
Let's start assembling our sandwiches. So we're going to take our brown bread and we're going to use some of the mayo. Whoops. You need rescue 911? I could go like this. Am I supposed to rescue you? I'm going to rescue. We're going to use lots of mayo, so it's a good thing.
Are you leaving this in?
I am leaving this in.
No.
Yes, I am.
No,
Oh,
you're not.
But I am. So now we're putting the mayo on our bread, And Therese, here, give me your other hand.
No. Karen.
Go wash your hands.
You're going to be wearing it in a minute.
Go wash your hands. It's all good. It's all good. I don't have time for editing, Therese. So let's start with some Parmesan cheese. Now that we have our
Plenty of mayo.
plenty of mayo. Oh.
Let's sprinkle it on.
You never can tell what will happen with these containers.
Oh my goodness. Usually they never come out. And then just pat it down.
This is live, folks. The real deal. So we're going to be grilling the bread with
In a dry pan.
In a dry pan, yes. And we're going to be using some cheddar cheese. So equal amount of cheese to bread ratio, right?
Yes.
And then we're going to put some bacon. What, 2, 3? What do you want?
3 sounds good to me.
I know. We're not going to be stingy with the bacon.
My goodness. I guess not. All right. Oops. Overboard.
Overboard, uh-oh. And we're going to do some more cheese on the other piece.
Right. So I would put a lid on this. And
Okay, do you want to put this on first?
Let's put the cheese on to glue down the bacon.
Glue down the bacon, guys. This is an appropriate step. I'm going to get a different angle here. So what type of flame are we going to do that on?
I have it like medium.
Medium heat. And basically we're just grilling the bread like you would a grilled cheese. So we have the mayo, the Parmesan cheese, some cheddar cheese, ample slices of bacon,
Yep.
and then some, it's kind of a fancy cheddar Gruyere.
Gourmet, that's what brings it up for me. And we're going to cover it a little bit so that it melts the cheese, helps the heat melt the cheese.
It's nice and gooey.
Just for a couple minutes. So just check a little bit underneath. Tip it up and make sure you're not burning. We got a little browning going on.
We can go more than
A little bit, yeah. Let the top cheese melt just a little more. So we're gonna add the top now that that's all melty, and then we're gonna flip. Let's sizzle.
Oh, I'm so hungry.
All right, looking pretty good.
Okay, let's put that on our plate here. And let's go
delicious.
on to the next one. Yum, 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 yum. Look at the cheese. The sizzle.
Nah, it doesn't look good at all. No, you don't want to eat that. That gooey cheese melting out of there and that bacon trying to escape. Well, all I can say is cheers to gourmet sandwiches for sure. And I think we need a little refreshing glass of electrolyte waters because the countless hours of making bread to get this bread down. But this sandwich just is the cream of the crop.
It makes it worth it, really. You have to try this brown bread recipe. I think so.
Time to dig in.
Time to dig in. No more goofing around here, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
That extra mayo on it, you know.
Well, yes,
I can't
it
wait
does.
to have that, yeah.
The bacon, the cheesy goodness,
Mm-hmm.
and I just love the toasted bread. If you've never made a grilled cheese sandwich or toasted sandwich using mayo instead of butter,
Mm-hmm. On the
you
outside.
gotta try it. It's top notch.
Especially we use the little bit of a spicy mayo. So since it's on the top, it's going to hit your taste buds first. So that's what gives it that little edge.
Well, if you enjoyed this recipe, check out our other videos and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. We'll see you on the next video.